To tell you, I have a brain tumor. I have 3 months to live. Well, naturally, Drew and Belle became hysterical. She was always very theatrical.
Dukakis was 89 years old. Starting next week, billions of cicadas will be coming out of hiding. CBS News meteorologist Jeff Baradelli.
Over the next few weeks along the East Coast and Midwest, the cicadas will emerge from the ground, shed their skins, and partake in a month-long mating ritual, making quite the scene. Climbing trees and singing mating songs as loud as 100 decibel. That's the same intensity as a jackhammer.
This is CBS News.
Get CBS News Radio on the Odyssey app. All the audio that matters to you is on Odyssey. News, music, sports, and podcasts. Download the Odyssey app today.
Guys, stop putting your love life on hold. U.S. Pharmacy has some exciting news. If you've been wanting to try Viagra or Cialis, now's the perfect time. Call today and receive 90 little blue or little yellow pills for only $119 with free shipping. Why order some low-dose sildenafil from one of those subscription services when we can give you what you want now? Call 800-711-6818 and we'll rush your order discreetly packaged to your door. Been thinking about trying Viagra or Cialis? Call U.S. Pharmacy at 800-711-6818 for as little as only $119 for 90 pills. Need your package in a hurry? Call 800-711-6818 and ask about our express shipping option, and we'll rush your order to you as soon as possible. Save money on this little blue or yellow pill you've been wanting to try. Again, 800-711-6818 now. That's 800-711-6818.
Astronauts are set to splash down in the Gulf tomorrow after a 6-month mission in orbit.
Space food has improved by leaps and bounds over the years, but space station crews always look forward to returning to Earthbound meals. For Shannon Walker, it's this.
What I'm looking forward to, a nice big crunchy salad.
For Crew Dragon Commander Mike Hopkins, it's anything freshly prepared.
You know, everything that we ate up here was cooked or packaged years ago, and so I'm really looking forward to something that just comes right out of the kitchen to my plate, to my mouth.
You won't have to wait long for that. Peter King, CBS News, Orlando.
Maine's seaweed farmers are in for a record-breaking harvest this year. Atlantic Sea Farms, which works with dozens of seaweed farmers in the state, says it's likely to harvest more than 800,000 pounds of the gooey substance this year. That's nearly double the amount from 2020. Seaweed harvesting has become popular during the pandemic because of increased demand for healthy foods. Monica Ricks, CBS News.
This is Southern California's only 24-hour local news and traffic station, KNXN 70 News Radio. Good afternoon, I'm Bob Grill. Our top local stories at 4:05. Thousands of prison inmates in California were given a chance to get out early, and the Fairplex in Pomona is welcoming migrant kids today. Those stories in the next 90 seconds, but first, traffic and weather together every 10 minutes on the 5. Here's Tim Greenwood.
Let's start in Downey on the 605 southbound at Telegraph Road. It's a 2-car crash in lanes right now, and that one has some traffic slow southbound from Whittier Boulevard. As a general run, because the 101 is closed between the 10 and the 60 on the east edge of downtown, if you can get where you're going without driving right around downtown, you will be time ahead. So if you need to go west, how about the 105 westbound? And then the 405 north. Yeah, that'll treat you better. On the, how about the 210 and the 134 westbound? And just sort of avoid the 10 entirely. It's an idea. 405 southbound is heavy from the 10 down to Ladera Heights all the way into Englewood. At about Florence, earlier difficulties have cleared, but there's lots of people who are saying, I'm swinging way wide of that downtown thing, and they're smart to do it. Northbound on the 405, Manchester to the 101, they're wrapping up some road work in the right lane. Northbound 5, yay, finally, progress on the asphalt spill at the 138. One lane open, soon to be 2, and the traffic is beginning to move down past Pyramid Lake, so the 5 will be a passable freeway by any measure anytime soon. Next traffic report coming up 4:15. With more traffic reports more often, I'm Tim Greenwood in the My Uber Lawyer 24-hour traffic center, KNX 1070 News Radio.
A wind advisory in the Antelope Valley. Some gusty winds there at about 45 miles per hour. Orange County getting some winds at about 25 miles per hour. Rest of the basin, normal 15 mile per hour winds. Highs both days in the 60s at the beaches, 80s in the valleys, 70s in the inland basin. And also we're looking at mostly to partly cloudy today, but tomorrow we're going to be clear, at least in the afternoon. We get some overnight low clouds and fog hanging out with us, but evening hours are going to be clear. It should be clearing up pretty soon. Burbank now at 79 degrees. It's 76 degrees in Arcadia. In Chino Hills, it's 78 degrees, and now 70 degrees in Garden Grove at 4:07. 5-day forecast at 4:15. California giving tens of thousands of prison inmates the opportunity to leave prison earlier than their original sentence called for.
It's an effort to trim the state's prison population, and among those eligible for earlier release will be more than 63,000 inmates convicted of violent crimes. Michael Romano, director of Stanford University's Three Strikes Project, says this does not mean violent criminals will all suddenly be roaming the streets.
The most dangerous people are not getting out of prison early, late, any different whatsoever under this new plan. They still need to go to the parole board and to be found that they're not a danger to public safety before they're released. So the idea that thousands and thousands of dangerous, violent people are going to automatically be released from prison is just, absolutely not true.
Even though the new rules take effect immediately, it will be months or years before any inmates actually go free earlier. Nathan Roberts, KNX 1070 News Radio.
Lots of drivers will have to adjust their routes this weekend because of 2.5-mile stretch of the 101 freeway just east of downtown L.A. has been shut down until Monday morning. That section between the 5 and 10 freeways in Boyle Heights is necessary so crews can work on two massive arches that will be part of a new bridge over the 101 at 6th Street. And although many drivers are upset about the inconvenience, others tell CBS 2 they're happy to see the improvements being made and say people should be willing to put up with temporary hassles.
Be a little delay, leave a little earlier. Have a little patience.
I think it's awesome. I mean, the old bridges were having trouble, and this is the new one.
When the new 6th Street Bridge is eventually finished, the two arches will stretch about 300 feet and be lined with LED lights that can change colors. Pomona Fairplex opens its doors today to welcome the first 250 unaccompanied migrant children who will be sheltered there temporarily.
Along with being fed 3 meals a day, the kids will be provided with medical and mental health services as well as educational instruction. They will also have plenty of space to play outside. Pomona Mayor Tim Sandoval.
As we work to reunite them with their families, we are committed to their safety and care.
Chair of the LA County Board of Supervisors, Hilda Solis.
The goal of this emergency intake site is to be able to partner and to provide a dignified, safe, comfortable, and caring environment.
The Pomona Fairplex is the latest venue in LA County that will serve as a temporary shelter. The Long Beach Convention Center began welcoming migrant children last week. Margaret Carrero, KNX 1070 News Radio.
Number of migrant children in jail like Border Patrol facilities is down by more than 80% from a month ago because of facilities like the Fairplex. Customs and Border Patrol says the minimum of number of migrant children arriving alone at the border has declined as well. In breaking news now, well, they finally ran the Kentucky Derby, and Medina Spirit is the winner of the 147th race of the Kentucky Derby. It's the record 7th Kentucky Derby win for trainer Bob Baffert. Medina Spirit went off at 12-1 odds, so it's a pretty nice payday for anybody who bet on that horse. More on that coming up throughout the hour here on KNX 1070 News Radio, and right now we're going to check traffic in about 4 minutes. It's 4:11. Tim tells me there's a jam improving on the 5 North at the 138 in Gorman.
Frontier Fiber Optic Internet for Business knows we've all got a job to do, and ours is helping you do yours. From online order to brick and mortar, our 100% fiber optic network is ready for work with blazing fast upload and download speeds and a 2-year price guarantee with no contract. Offer just $55.99 per month plus tax, and the router's included. Visit fiberopticbusiness.com for complete offer details. Frontier Fiber Optic for Business, how business gets to work. Limited time offer. Services subject to availability and all applicable terms and conditions.
AMCO presents Bet You Didn't Know.
Bet you didn't know that your car's transmission is made up of 800 pieces. Also, bet you didn't know that AMCO's fixed over 40 million transmissions. and that AMCO offers a nationwide warranty.
And AMCO offers payment plan options for almost any credit situation. So it's easier than ever to fix it fast and pay it off slow.
That's AMCO, AA, MCO.
Dinner. Highly processed, burnt brown kibble. So much for the beautiful pictures of fresh salmon and roast chicken on the bag. Make the switch to the Farmer's Dog. Pet food that looks and smells like real food because it is. The Farmer's Dog delivers pre-portioned, vet-approved meals right to your door. So your dog gets the nutrients they need from fresh meat and veggies, not processed fillers and starches. Visit thefarmersdog.com and you'll save 50% on your first box plus free shipping. That's thefarmersdog.com. Long live dogs.
These days, nearly every small business owner is looking for ways to cut costs. And that's where Spectrum Business comes in. They have the best business internet and phone available at prices that are up to half off what you're paying now. That's right. You can cut costs for your business and get faster internet. Just what small businesses need right now. Call 833-919-2129 and get all the value with none of the nonsense. That's Spectrum Business. 833-919-2129.
Hey, Gary, how are things?
Things are great, but I crushed my mortgage payment with owning without even leaving my couch. I got a no closing cost refi at a great low rate, and owning did it all in less than 3 weeks. It was easy, no muss, no fuss.
Be like Gary. Call Owning at 855-5-OWNING and crush your mortgage payment with today's 15-year fixed refi at 1.99% rate and APR with no closing costs. None. Zero. Even if you've refinanced recently, call 855-5-OWNING and let us crush your monthly payment even more. That's 855-5-OWNING or log on to owning.com.
NMLS 2611, licensed by the Department of Financial Protection and Innovation under the California Residential Mortgage Lending Act, subject to credit approval. Call 833-852-6464 for terms and conditions.
You can crush it too with a 15-year fixed 1.99% rate and APR with absolutely no closing cost.
Real estate agents can get full visibility into their client's loan status and help them get to closing faster with Rocket Pro Insight. Sign up today at rocketpro.com/real-estate.
Offer cost information conditions. Equal housing lender. Licensed in all 50 states. MLSConsumerAccess.org, number 3030.
With the powerful combination of Michelin X1 tires and the Michelin Energy Guard aerodynamic solution on your truck, you can save 17 gallons every 1,000 miles. Go to business.michelinman.com/fuel saver for details.
At Eide Bailly, we're in business because you are in business. Our team of more than 2,500 CPAs and business advisors is focused on one thing: you. Eide Bailly. What inspires you inspires us.
Breaking news when it happens.
Southern California's only 24-hour local news and traffic station.
KMX 1070 News Radio.
Depend on us.
4:15, and I'm Bob Grill. Stories coming up. A local high school has the smartest kids in the room, and they proved it.
Cord cutting isn't the bargain it used to be. That story's coming up in 5 minutes when Bloomberg checks your money.
Critics slammed the governor over a plan that would give thousands of prisoners a chance.
AMCO presents Bet You Didn't Know.
Bet you didn't know that your car's transmission is made up of 800 pieces. Also, bet you didn't know that AMCO's fixed over 40 million transmissions, and that AMCO offers a nationwide warranty.
And AMCO offers payment plan options for almost any credit situation. So it's easier than ever to fix it fast and pay it off slow.
That's AMCO, AA, MCO.
Maintenance work, it's the all-in-one stop. And the 5 is really jammed up from the 710 all the way up into Burbank. The Hollywood Freeway loads up from Western down past the 5. The 10 across the south edge of downtown LA, it takes a lot of extra heat, and people are going mid-city and then north on the 405, and that is causing a jam from Mulholland up to the 101. Then things improve quite a bit. If you're going all the way to Bakersfield, at least now I can tell you the road is heavy and not impassable. From Pyramid Lake all the way up to Gorman, it is very heavy because earlier we had an asphalt spill at the 138 with all lanes closed. Now at least one lane is open. They hope to clear more, and the asphalt spill happened 12 hours ago. If you're really in a hurry and don't mind the scenic route, 14 north and 58 west to get to Bakersfield. Next traffic report 425. With more reports more often, I'm Tim Greenwood in the My Uber Lawyer 24-hour traffic center. KNX 1070 News Radio.
Look for a partly to mostly cloudy sky on this Saturday with cooler temperatures across the region. Highs this afternoon will top out in the low 70s along the coast, mid 70s in LA and Orange County Metro, low to mid 80s in the valleys and 60s up in the mountains. Wind advisories go into effect this afternoon in the Antelope Valley, the Riverside and San Bernardino County mountains, as well as the Apple and Lucerne Valley. Winds will be 20 to 30 miles per hour with gusts up to 50 miles an hour possible. Temperatures will continue to drop Sunday into the 60s and 70s, but a gradual warming trend follows as high pressure builds back in. Temperatures will warm into the 80s and even low 90s by midweek. With Southern California's most accurate and dependable forecasts, I'm CBS 2 meteorologist Alex Biston for KNX 1070 News Radio.
Currently 70 degrees in Fullerton, 71 in Norwalk. In Pasadena, it's 78, and now 78 in Van Nuys at 417. Congratulations to Granada Hills Charter High School, winners of its 8th National Academic Decathlon Championship this weekend. Granada Hills, which had most recently won the title in 2019, beat out its longtime rival, El Camino Real Charter High School in Woodland Hills to win the state championship in late March. Second place in Division I is today's competition, which was held virtually, went to Highland Park High School in Texas, with Whitney M. Young Magnet High School in Illinois taking third. LA County Department of Mental Health aims to connect communities all month long with a series of events celebrating creativity and resilience.
It's part of the department's We Rise initiative, which links the arts to mental health, and it's perhaps more important this year than ever. Dr. Curly Bonds is the Chief Medical Officer for the LA County Mental Health Department.
We have seen an uptick in the number of folks who are both in need of services, but also just in need of support because of the isolation that this pandemic has caused.
To mark Mental Health Awareness Month in May, the department is hosting a number of events, from digital experiences to community pop-ups and more. One that stuck out for me is called Love Letters in Light.
Love Letters in Light features more than 300 different heartfelt and uplifting messages created by local poets and artists, and then they're installed at 10 different locations, mostly libraries.
He's looking forward to Art Rise, a series of art installations taking place across 5 neighborhoods, including downtown LA and South Central. That begins May 7th. Margaret Carrero, KNX 1070 News Radio.
He was a self-made billionaire who enjoyed giving away money more than making it, and philanthropist Eli Broad has died after a long illness. He was 87. CBS 2's Tom Waits says he helped to reshape downtown and shared his love of art with all the residents of the city.
Longtime LA City and County leader Zev Yaroslavsky.
His legacy is awesome. He's a giant.
Yaroslavsky says his imprint on LA will be indelible.
A giant in the philanthropic community, a giant in the arts and culture world. The man was a man for all seasons. I knew him for many years. There is no more consequential person in the history of the city.
Broad has donated generously to education institutions and programs. Mayor Garcetti said that Broad loved this city as deeply as anyone I have ever known. Coming up on 420, just a reminder that Medina Spirit is the winner of the 147th Kentucky Derby. Just ended just a short while ago. It's a 7th Kentucky Derby win for trainer Bob Baffert. It's 420. Checking your money at KNX 1070 News Radio. Here is Gina Cervetti.
Used car prices don't show any sign of letting up. The Cox-Mannheim Index of auction prices jumped 58% year over year. Zoe Rahim is a manager with Cox Automotive.
It's an eye-popping number, that's for sure. But more of the emphasis, I would say, should be put on the month-over-month moves, not the year-over-year moves, because of the disruption caused by the pandemic.
And in that category, prices are at a record, rising almost 7% in the first half of April from March. Prices are rising as the economy improves. A chip shortage is denting production of new cars that could make their way to used lots, and car owners are holding on to vehicles longer.
Consumers are opting to buy the leased vehicle at the end of their lease term, or if consumers aren't doing it, then the dealers might.
Buying a sedan instead of an SUV is one way to get something more affordable.
Buying an older vehicle or buying a higher mileage vehicle.
Spring is prime time for demand, and Rahim says dealers should start to see a pickup at service centers as drivers get out more. We check your money at 20 and 50 after each hour. I'm Bloomberg's Gina Cervetti, KNX 1070 News Radio.
Coming up in just about a minute and a half, the KNX Hero of the Week. It is 4:22.
Frontier Fiber Optic Internet for Business knows we've all got a job to do, and ours is helping you do yours. From online order to brick and mortar, our 100% fiber optic network is ready for work with blazing fast upload and download speeds and a 2-year price guarantee with no contract. Offer just $55.99 per month plus tax and the router's included. Visit fiberopticbusiness.com for complete offer details. Frontier Fiber Optic for Business. How business gets to work. Limited time offer. Services subject to availability and all applicable terms and conditions.
Every week, over 1 million people listen to KNX.
That's more than any other news station in Southern California.
We're the first one to tell you.
Breaking news from Orange County. The first place to turn to.
New details coming in now. First for breaking local news anytime you listen.
Southern California's most listened to source for local news and traffic. KNX 1070 News Radio. Depend on us.
422 at KNX 1070 News Radio. Hundreds of thousands of SoCal students spent last summer under tight health restrictions due to COVID. But things are different now. We check in with former KNX Helpful Honda Hero of the Week, who is getting kids in Santa Ana ready for a summer full of activity.
Every year, the Kevin Armstrong MD Memorial Sports Foundation provides middle school kids with running programs and equipment to help keep them active and healthy. In fact, the foundation has handed out more than 1,700 new pairs of running shoes to low-income students. This summer, the stakes are a little bit higher after a year of staying indoors. Former KNX hero Karen Armstrong runs the Armstrong Foundation, and in an effort to combat the effects of social isolation, she and her team have launched a new program called Go Far.
FAR is fun, active running, and we wanted to create an app-based activity. Go Far came about as a way to connect to our students, to remind them to turn off electronics and get outside, get active, and re-energize them.
The kids can use the phone app to track their progress and record their distance. Runners and walkers can also network and be interactive.
Uploading photos of their walking, they're putting in comments, sharing with one another words of encouragement and support.
It's also a great way for teachers and administrators to provide a team-building event or a summer assignment. And of course, there are incentives with top runners in each challenge receiving a gift card.
And we're also going to be giving our students a swag bag. And in that bag will be a Go Far t-shirt. We'll put some healthy snacks in there. And we're going to give them a book to read that's written by one of the teachers in the Santa Ana Unified School District.
Karen tells me that a 2-week challenge at McFadden Intermediate just concluded with the top 2 runners there logging a combined 120 miles.
It's our hope that our students, now that they have seen what a good time they can have, hopefully they will continue to go far and participate in this challenge over the summer.
KNX Heroes is brought to you each week by California Resources Corporation, saluting our military veterans and all of our heroes. If you know someone like Karen who is inspirational, motivational, life-changing, or life-saving, nominate them as a future hero at knx1070.com/nominate. I'm Heather Jordan, KNX 1070 News Radio.
A new edict that is probably going to let some criminals go early, thousands of them out of prison. We'll have more on that story coming up for you in about 5 minutes at 4:30. It's 4:25. Traffic and weather together every 10 minutes on the 5s. Here's Tim Greenwood.
We are finally moving. That's what the tipster said. Northbound 5 at the 138. At least one lane is open, working on 2 after that asphalt spill 12 hours ago at 4:30 this morning. The jam up has gone down to Pyramid Lake. It still does, but at least now it's beginning to inch along, which is really good news because we had 5 different accidents in the backup in the course of the last 10 hours. So things are improving. Northbound 5 at the 138 into Gorman. Things are still jammed and will be until 5 o'clock Monday morning downtown. The 101 is closed between the 10 and the 60. You have to take the 10 around the east downtown perimeter. The 101 is closed from the 10 to the 60. Bridge repair and all other repairs they can while that road is closed. Now, this means extra pressure on the 5 north from the 10 up into Burbank, extra pressure on the Hollywood both ways from Western down out to the 710. The 710 north coming off the 60. Lots of extra pressure because people are moving up to try to get to the 10 there instead of doing it downtown. And the 110 downtown just as heavy as can be because it's taking extra pressure off that 101. The 405 north of the 10 looking pretty good. Next traffic report coming up 4:35 with more traffic reports more often. I'm Tim Greenwood in the My Uber Lawyer 24-hour traffic center. KNX 1070 News Radio.
We're looking at highs today and tomorrow, with beach highs in the 60s, 70s in the basin, 80s in the inland valleys. Pretty nice days in store. Tomorrow will be a little more clear than as was today. We had a lot of cloudiness out there today, but tomorrow will be clear after the morning. Low clouds and fog burn off. Orange now at 68 degrees, Universal City at 75, and in Rancho Palos Verdes at 60 degrees at 427.
AMCO presents Bet You Didn't Know.
Bet you didn't know that your car's transmission is made up of 800 pieces. Also, bet you didn't know that AMCO's fixed over 40 million transmissions, and that AMCO offers a nationwide warranty.
And AMCO offers payment plan options for almost any credit situation. So it's easier than ever to fix it fast and pay it off slow.
That's AMCO, AA, MCO.
The new sound of mealtime. The Farmer's Dog is real food, made fresh and delivered right to your door. No extreme processing, no preservatives, just fresh meat and fresh veggies you can see and hear right in the bowl. Make that processed kibble crunch a thing of the past and switch to a fresh diet from the Farmer's Dog. Go to thefarmersdog.com/healthy to save 50% on your first box with free shipping. That's thefarmersdog.com/healthy to save 50% with free shipping. Thefarmersdog.com/healthy.
These days, nearly every small business owner is looking for ways to cut costs. And that's where Spectrum Business comes in. They have the best business internet and phone available at prices that are up to half off what you're paying now. That's right. You can cut costs for your business and get faster internet. Just what small businesses need right now. Call 833-919-2129 and get all the value with none of the nonsense. That's Spectrum Business. 833-919-2129.
Hey, Gary, how are things?
Things are great, but I crushed my mortgage payment with owning without even leaving my couch. I got a no closing cost refi at a great low rate, and owning did it all in less than 3 weeks. It was easy, no muss, no fuss.
Be like Gary. Call Owning at 855-5-OWNING and crush your mortgage payment with today's 15-year fixed refi at 1.99% rate and APR with no closing costs. None. Zero. Even if you've refinanced recently, call 855-5-OWNING and let us crush your monthly payment even more. That's 855-5-OWNING or log on to owning.com.
NMLS 2611, licensed by the Department of Financial Protection and Innovation under the California Residential Mortgage Lending Act, subject to credit approval. Call 833-852-6464 for terms and conditions.
You can crush it too with a 15-year fixed 1.99% rate and APR with absolutely no closing cost.
This is Jerry Reynolds, the Car Pro, host of the Car Pro USA radio show. Get ready to take on the outdoors with a minivan. Toyota's introducing the 2022 Sienna Woodland Special Edition. It comes with standard all-wheel drive, more ground clearance, roof rails, a tow hitch, and a 1,500-watt power outlet. The Woodland Special Edition arrives this fall. For more automotive news, visit CarProUSA.com. I'm Jerry Reynolds, the Car Pro. Have a great week.
The Car Pro Auto News is brought to you by Sierra Honda.
Here's my longtime friend, Dave Kirby from Sierra Honda.
Thank you, Jerry, and to all of you out there that have contacted us to help you with your transportation needs. In this time of low inventories, we are still able to meet or get the vehicle that you wish, so please contact me. I'll be glad to assist you with the purchase or lease of a new or certified Honda. Take care and be safe.
On South Shamrock in Monrovia, SierraHonda.com.
This is Southern California's only 24-hour local news and traffic station, KNX 1070 News Radio. Good afternoon. I'm Bob Brill. Our top local story at 4:30. About 76,000 California prison inmates are suddenly eligible to leave prison early. State officials say to reduce prison overcrowding, all those inmates, including 63,000 who are convicted of violent crimes, can now receive extra credits based on good behavior. Michael Romano is director of the Three Strikes Project at Stanford Law School. Tells KNX just because an inmate is eligible to get out early, it doesn't mean they will.
Anybody who's committed a murder
or is a three-striker, even nonviolent three-strikers, they don't get out until the parole board says that they're safe to be released, even under this new plan.
Romano says the goal is to give incentives for prisoners to take part in rehab and education programs. The new rules will take effect today, but it'll be months or years before any inmates actually go free earlier. Republican State Senator Jim Nielsen once led the state parole board. He slammed that decision, saying it puts the public at greater risk. He says Governor Newsom is doing this on his own instead of through the legislature or the people. A major construction project this weekend on a busy stretch at the 101 has the makings of another Carmageddon.
The project shuts down a 2.5-mile section of the Hollywood Freeway in Boyle Heights, allowing crews to work on 2 arches involving the 6th Street Viaduct.
This is a very important project for the city of LA.
Eric Menuva of Caltrans says this is a City of Los Angeles project, but Caltrans workers will take advantage of it to complete some of their own tasks, like graffiti removal, guardrail and sign repairs, pavement repairs, and filling potholes. Best advice if your travels take you near the area?
Plan ahead. If you plan on going somewhere near downtown LA, East LA area, Boyle Heights, please plan on an alternate route.
And keep it tuned to KNX for ways around the problems with our traffic on the 5s. Chris Seaton's KNX 1070 News Radio.
The shutdown of the 101 freeway in Boyle Heights lasts until 5 a.m. Monday morning. And a reminder about lane closures on the 5 freeway this weekend in the Burbank area for Caltrans work. It lasts until Monday at 5 a.m. The northbound 5 will be reduced to only 2 lanes in Burbank between Alameda Avenue and Burbank Boulevard. Multiple ramps and freeway connectors will also be closed. Pomona Fairplex welcoming the first group of migrant children today. It's opening up a temporary shelter for the unaccompanied kids.
Some 250 kids are set to arrive. LA County Supervisor Hilda Solis emphasized that these are children who endured abuse, persecution, deep poverty, and violence and are simply seeking refuge here in the United States.
Like so many of our ancestors, they come to this country seeking a better way of life and hope.
Congresswoman Judy Chu was among those to tour the facility, having visited detention centers across the country, one of which she described as a grim prison. She said,
to see the care and concern that is being given to the children, where they have so much space, where their education will be taken care of, their mental health, as well as their physical health, it is a huge contrast.
The Pomona Fairplex can accommodate 2,500 children. The goal is to quickly reunite them with family members or sponsors. Margaret Carrero, KNX 1070 News Radio.
Deadly crash in Inglewood has brought the families of 2 young people together in sorrow and in calls for an end to police chases. Asia Boatwright and her boyfriend Ryan Davis were killed on Wednesday. Their car was hit by a pickup that was being pursued by CHP officers after running a red light. Last night, their families held an emotional vigil at the scene of the tragedy, and Boatwright's grandmother said there's just no way to make sense of it.
All they were doing was on their way home. This happened?
She told CBS 2 her granddaughter and her boyfriend had recently moved in together, and they were really happy and had big dreams for the future.
You know, that young love, they both were doing so well.
The man who was driving the pickup now facing a wide range of charges that includes murder for the deaths of those 2 young people. LA County health officials are worried about a recent drop in the number of residents being vaccinated against COVID-19 and are appealing for more people to get the shots. But in the meantime, the county has also eased more of those virus restrictions as the infection numbers continue to